Morning everyone, so we're in a new location. We're up at Trout Lake. We've never been here before. Just spectacular scenery here. We're way up high in the mountains. There's just a little trail that we take to get into here. We is just me. So I take the quad up here. There's hardly any roads where you can get in anymore. They deactivated almost all the roads here, but we found a really cool trail and there's lots and lots of mines here. And just gonna have a lot of fun up here in the very high Alpine. This is probably the only month of the year you can get up here. There's a lot of snow up here. Winter comes early, and there's still snow in July and August here. So. Get some lights and stuff from through night, and this is one here, and we're going to try this one out in the mine here. It's a pretty cool light. It's got a rechargeable. It's got like 5 modes. There we go. See, we'll cycle through the 5 modes. So what I'm going to do with this light, it's really bright. It's 3,800 lumens. So it's just an extra light when I'm filming and stuff. If I need to film something to put this, and this light is totally rechargeable. It just has a rechargeable battery in it, so you just you don't have to buy batteries for it. Just plug it in your USB port. It's got a big battery, and these things last a long time. My other lights, I had them for years and never had to replace them. Those lithium lights are really nice lights. So this is a T30. So the other light I got that they gave me that I really like is this guy here. This one is a TC20, and it's really bright. So you'll really notice in a lot of my shots and stuff, see how bright it is? In a lot of my shots, if you get a big stope, I just use this. I have this on my hip all the time. And I find, rather than trying to cycle through it, the best thing is just unscrew it. So it's on real bright anytime you need it. And you can never have too many lights in a mine, but this one I really recommend. I really like this one. We're just trying this one out. We'll see. But it's probably going to work okay, similar to the Phoenix lights that I have. They got us kind of a special deal. You can get 20% off this. I'll put it in the comment section just for my viewers and stuff. So they're giving us a discount if you're interested in one of their lights. So as you can see, not much of a trail going into here, but yeah, just a beautiful place. Your jaw almost kind of drops as you're driving through here to see the high mountains and the beautiful landscape. And I'm sure we'll get way up there and we'll show you more of it, but haven't seen any bears yet. I know there's a lot of grizzly bears in this area, and the big thing is they're trying to preserve the mountain caribou. There's not very many of them left. I don't think they're going to have any luck, but so they're blocking all this access off and tearing all the roads up, so it's a pretty hard place to get into now. This is a pretty tough trail coming up here. This road's narrow and it's really pretty technical. Be fine with just a quad, but that side by side, it's not really. It's a little tippy from side to side, and I don't have the best tires on it either. But so far we've had to stop and winch up one little hill. This is kind of a bit of a problem. I've smartened it up. I moved a lot of big rocks off here, but when you get this side hill, and these things kind of flip over pretty easy. So it's loose, and we're going to shovel this a little bit more maybe, just to be a little safer. So. We moved all the crap off of here already, as you can see, but she's tricky getting up here. We can't get any further, but that's all right. We're not too far from where we want to go. As you can see, the trail. So this is the problem that I had here. It's just too narrow for me to get past there without flipping over. So the other thing is we don't have a Patreon account or nothing like that. I don't believe in that, but we do have t-shirts if you want to buy one, or got long sleeve shirts and hoodies and shit. Buy one, support the channel. Just click on that top thing right in the corner. Click on there. There's a little explanation mark. Take you to the site. we'll just walk the rest of the way. It's no problem, not much further. So it looks like you can see a trail going up there on the mountain, and then there's a switchback, and then right about where that big patch of snow is right there. So you can zoom in there. Looks like the mine's right there. The road goes to there. Yeah, so we're up here. It's the 4th of September. It's just beautiful up here in the Alpine. The flowers are actually still blooming, which is a little surprising because I'm quite a bit further down and it froze where I was last night. But as you can see, just stunning country here. Just so lucky to be able to get up here and do this. As we can see, there's an adit right there. Or it looks like there's a ledge that's blasted out there. I imagine there's an adit there. I think there's probably about 3 or 4 mines in a small area here. Yeah, just gorgeous country. I'm so lucky to be up here. And there's not very many months of the year you can get up here. Like I say, the snow is just melted here. There's still snow all around us here. So I would bet that that probably just even a week ago there would have been snow still here. Yeah, we're starting to see some signs of mines. So there's a rope going up this hill. This seems to be still, looks like this rope's maybe going to be still serviceable. Doesn't seem that bad, but it's not crazy steep anyhow. Could have got up there without a rope. There, I found my first adit. I had to climb up this tiny little rope here because the road just ends here. And there's an adit right here. You see, it's kind of a little surprised to see railway tracks in here. This isn't really a tram cable, but there's a cable going up the mountain, a couple of them. Might be a tram cable. Well, let's have a look at this adit. So this is the Triune, I believe. Oh, it looks like there's some kind of rodents here. Cracky, it says. The rusty ore cart. Yeah, you wonder how they mine up here, you know, because you can only get up here, you know, for a very short period of the year without snow. I don't know if they would have used horses to get up here. I don't think there was a tram. There's well, oh, it's interesting looking material. Real. It looks crumbly, but it's quite solid. And there's nothing really on the floor at all to suggest it's unstable. Dark, really dark. Oh, you got some copper. See, it's that copper and the green and the blue silver. So there's signs of copper and silver in here. Must have been a pretty rich mine for them to go to all the trouble of building it up in here. So, well, we're going to try to put some monitors in here. We can easily do that with all these ties they have, and just tie monitor right to one of these ties. Looks like she's getting skinny up here. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a cave in here. Nothing too crazy. Hope she don't get too wet here because quite a ways up. Oh, I don't bring more socks. We're high up in altitude, it's pretty cold, so if I get really wet, I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of the day. Well, it goes in burways anyhow. And that's it. Oh, isn't that colorful there, isn't it? Oh, doesn't that look beautiful? It's easy to put a monitor in here because sometimes, you know, they'll hide in places where you don't see them. Let's see how far we get up this other right-hand branch. If it goes in any further. I think there's quite a few adits here to check out. It'd be nice to see it go up into a higher level. Not sure if it would be connected to anything else. Oh, we have a ventilation tube going back here, so this is probably the main branch. Now we're getting into a different type of material here. Oh yeah, and there's a hip chain. Some parts of an old wooden, well, that's a wooden barrel. That was a barrel. We're getting into some kind of a grayish mudstone here, I think. Oh, they brought air all the way back here, chances are it goes back a fair ways. Nice to see. One of these days I'd like to find one of these adits that goes right through the mountain and comes up the other side. That'd be cool. We saw it at Antioch once. Oh, there's an old style can. Probably empty, right? Of course. One of these days, guys, gotta find a full bird of mine. Probably not today, though. We got an intersection here. Oh, beautiful iron formations in here. Wow, that looks like Antioch's, almost. Very similar. No, I just don't see colors like this anywhere else except in the mine. Oh, it's just beautiful. Lots of iron in that. I'm sure that's not what they were looking for. Stuff's pretty hard. Pretty stable. And maybe that looks like just there's an explosive box. Probably a storage tunnel, but we'll stick to the right and get back to it. Oh, we got some higher levels. Some stoping going up there. Be pretty tough to get up there, but it goes up there. Now this had to have been like a gold mine. Let's see if there's any way they would have been mining anything less valuable than that. Ooh, there's an old explosive box. There we go. Another old explosive box. Can't see any writing on it either. Well, this has been a good little ladder for the first one. Let's see what's down that other right-hand branch. So we're going to put our monitor here. So you see this guy, please don't touch him. It's important for bat research. So this is probably a pretty good location because there's a one raise going up there and a pretty extensive mine. So we'll come back next year and see if there's any bats. Yeah, it looks like there was some kind of a tram here because you see some idler wheels and stuff in these cables. I had some way of getting the ore down. Far ways anyhow. I climbed up this chute, which is actually pretty hard. Probably easier ways getting up here, but I was at that bottom, I had it down there, so I just made my way up this real steep chute. And this is where we saw that another little terminal or something. It looks like another spot where maybe we'll see there's some small track here. There's probably an adit right around here. We're getting higher up and getting a better view of the mountains in the background too. That's pretty nice. All right, so I'm up to the next adit. And what's kind of interesting here is you see this pile here, and you see there's sacks there. Those are all sacks of ore. They mined, I'm at this adit here, they mined all this stuff and they stacked it up here, and they never took it. So that's probably rich ore. Went to all the trouble of coming up here, mining it, hauling it out of there, stacking it up, and never took it out. So there is more workings above us. We're going to go up there next. But before we do that, we'll have a look at this adit here that we're standing right by. It's kind of interesting. There's a wheelbarrow here. So there's somebody in here doing some snooping around, I guess, recently. Let's see what's in here. It's fairly crumbly in here. Be careful not to touch the back, because it's real soft. And that's what we were mining in here, the quartz. There's a little bit of it in here, not a whole pile. I don't see the wheelbarrow doing much good in here. There's a raise there. Doesn't look like it goes any further than that. Oh, looks like there's a big stack of sacks there. They bagged all this material up. So I just looked here to see what was in these bags, and it's not. There's sulfides. So there's not that. They didn't bag up the quartz here. So they weren't after the silver, they're after gold, because that's what's in sulfides. So obviously you can mine here year round, but you can't. Maybe tough to get back and forth in winter because there's so much snow. So they're probably mining here all winter, stockpile this material, and they're going to take it out in the summer, I imagine. But maybe it disappointed them, and the assay didn't come up very good. Because here we are, see, that's sulfides. That's sulfur material. It probably has gold in it. So they either it wasn't as much gold as they thought, or it wasn't worth the trouble of hauling it out. Anyways, if it was rich, I would have taken it out. Yeah. And it would have come back. So, yeah, it seems like they worked like a bastard, stockpiled all this stuff up, shoveled it into bags, planning on taking it out, and never did, just left it. Huh. So, might be interesting to come in and get some samples and see what this actually in it. But no, probably not that great. Oh man, look at the silver in here. Really blue. Lots of silver. Yeah, oh, that's nice. Beautiful. You can see this hanging wall they're following here. Foot wall, can't remember which. And the oars are up against it, I guess. Maybe you can see some of that over here. Oh yeah, look at that, hey, wow. That's rich in silver for sure. That's definitely silver. That'd be a high-grade silver, I would think. Oh, beautiful ore. And there's a fair bit of ore left in here. Oh, and it even goes down. Wow. That's a surprise. I didn't think it would do that. Oh, there's a pretty good... Oh, wow, look at the silver there. Oh, look at that. Wow, wasn't that awesome? Yeah, that's silver ore there for sure. Looks like there's lots left here, too. Beautiful silver ore. Give me a chunk of that silver. There we go. Oh, that's really soft. Crumbly ore. It's hard to get a sample of that stuff because if it's got lots of silver, it just crumbles apart in your pack or whatever. And when you get back, you have just a bunch of powder in your sample. I like that piece. So. Let's see if we can get something like that. All right. I'm just going to play out here. Oh wow, this looks like antiochs. Stelatites. Snotsicles. Stelatites. Beautiful little knife. Got some pretty bright settings on it. Wow. Oh, really hollow in here. You really hear reverberations. Real solid. The ghosts that have a good time in here. Oh man, is that bright? Is that ever bright? That light, I think it's 3,800 lumens or something. I think it's only supposed to stay on that bright setting for a minute and a half. And then it'll idle down. We'll see. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. These things are pretty hard too, eh? No, not hard. Hate to wreck them. Yeah, look at that, eh? There you go, that's what a silver vein looks like. Not galena, it's silver. All right. Surprising to see a shaft going down. Who would have thought that? Okay. Go back to that last right branch. You always wonder why they would come way up the mountain to mine, but you can see quartz here. And as I was coming up, I see quartz banded and different along the side there. You can see it right there. So I'll zoom in there. So there's bands of quartz along here. Let's have a look at this adit. This is adit number 3. Good thing I got these ropes here. It'd been tough getting up here without them. Okay. Oh, we might not get very far in this one. Not very far at all. It's a really short one. Oh, it was collapsed anyways. Yeah, I might have went in further, but it was collapsed right there. So we'll head up the mountain to number 4. That's all we got for this one. Tried climbing up past the 3rd adit, but unfortunately I seem to have kind of painted myself into a corner here a little bit. I'm gonna have to go back down, which I don't really like doing that, but it's easier climbing up real. I gotta sneak across there without falling, so that's a little tricky. But I don't have any choice. I know it's, you can see that quartz up there. I was hoping to get up on the ridge because I think we must be getting pretty close to the top of the mountain. That ridge there is actually a little bit below us on that side, so I was hoping, because I know there's other mines up there, so. But we're going to have to climb down here and go around. And so it's going to be a little tricky. Having a fun day up here in the high country here. Pretty warm up. Well, it's cold, but I'm warm because I'm working hard. But so this is as far as we can get here. So I'm seeing mines up here. I just thought I'd climb up to the height of land as high as I can get. I'm over top of this other ridge there, and really can't climb any higher. Just below us is that chute where all the mines were that I was climbing up with the ropes there. I don't see the ropes, so they're just below that. So the deposit was in there, I guess. On the top we were seeing a whole bunch of flags here, so I think what this is, it's a flat spot here. The helicopter probably lands here in the winter time to drop the skiers off, I guess, to go down. We're seeing quite a bit of calcite with some silver in it. Lots of mineral showings here. I can hear a rock falling away. Yeah, it's the very top there. You can see that there's actually fresh snow up there. So we're just right on the cusp there of snow starting to pile up in here again, I guess. And didn't quite melt yet from last year. It might. Yeah, some interesting, a lot of different colors of rocks and quartz and quartzite, some calcium carbonate, slate, all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, you gotta watch out for them rocks. You hear them constantly falling down from up there. They got trucking pretty good by the time they come down the mountain this far. Yeah, pretty rugged up in here. Not much for wildlife, but we wouldn't expect that because nothing for anything to eat up here. Yeah, pretty neat looking boulder on the edge of this glacier here. They call that float. You know, it's not like any of the other rock around here. It came from higher up, obviously. And pretty neat looking. Lots of copper in it. Pretty neat looking rock though. Calcite, I'm sure. Yeah, it's calcite. Yeah, we're just on the edge of this glacier, so pretty steep. Well, there you go. I think we've kind of out-climbed the mines today. This is as high as we're going to get. We'll take you for a little panoramic tour here. It's the only tree for a long ways away too. I don't know, for some reason he's growing here. A little flat spot. And yeah, just a beautiful day up here in the Alpine. It's, I don't know, about 4th or 5th of September. So, you know, anytime after now, it's starting to get so much snow you can't get up here. But I'll just do a little panorama here. I'll show you some of the beautiful scenery in this area. Yeah, so it's kind of a really neat outcroppings, a really rocky country in here. As you can see, lots of avalanches and stuff in here in the winter time, and people come probably here from all over the world to go skiing up here in the winter. Sure, it's spectacular in the winter as well. It seemed to have out-climbed the mines. I haven't seen any mines up in here, but Since we're up here, I might as well just keep hiking. Always nice to spend time in the back country when you can. And, pretty spectacular scenery. As you can see, the fairway is up to the top ridge there yet, but there's no real way getting up there. It's just really steep. Looks like a nice place to put a mine because we're seeing lots of copper and calcites and mineralization up here. It's a pretty rich area. Obviously difficult to mine, or difficult to make any money at it. There's the roads we followed. That one road just ends right there. More of a prospecting road, I guess. That's as far as the roads go. Then I was thinking, well, we're trying to figure out how this ore got shipped out of here. And then I thought maybe this would be a good place for a tram. So I was thinking this almost looks like an area where a tram would be starting from, because it's just a clear shot right there to the head of the valley. And sure enough, I was right. So how do we know that there's a tram here for sure? There's no cables and there's no towers or anything like that. We found a bull whale. Oh, and that looks almost like that bull whale that we saw just a couple of weeks ago when we were at Sandon. Oh, that ever neat, eh? It was not too bad a shape either. Looks pretty cool. Pretty neat looking bull whale. Let's see if we could get a good shot of it here, yeah. Let's grab the cable all the way around. The little dogs, I guess, that grip onto the cable. Looks like it might be pretty substantial back here. Goes down. Interesting. Huh. You see down there? It's kind of plugged off. There. Huh, weird. There might be other adits. Oh, it goes up. Huh. Looks pretty neat. Pretty bluish color. Yeah. That's pretty wide in there. Quartz. Oh, yeah, it does go up. Goes out up here. I can see light up there. I wasn't sure if that was the adit I saw from across the... Yeah. It's all caved in here. Yeah, interesting. A little hole in there. This is all just hand dug out of here. There's no railway or nothing in here. Huh. Might have been the very first part of this mine. Interesting nonetheless. Pretty soft. There's a few artifacts here. They're pretty old. Shovels. And a hand steel. So they would have, when they mined this, they didn't use a drill. Instead of a sledgehammer. And they whacked that. So they made that adit. Pretty soft though, so it might not have been too hard. Yeah, some pretty steep country to hike around and look for mines, that's for sure. Yeah, we're just coming out of this mine, we got to hike up to this ridge. I've seen some pretty cool stuff today. I'll see you next week on another of these Trout Lake mines.